Morning, everyone. It's 8:24 on Friday the 16th, quadruple witching day, and this is your pre-opening comment video number 1583. I have a bunch of stuff to talk about, so I'm going to whiz through a bunch of it. Asia slightly higher for the big Asian stocks, the rest of them a little lower. Europe lower. Adobe earnings last night. Stock is up 17 and a quarter or 5.1%. Um, some interesting deals here. Musk suspending some journalists who've been critical of him. So he either really has to avoid doing that kind of crap, or he has to stop talking about free speech. Tesla actually is up 54 cents. It was the only one of my mega caps yesterday that was up at all. Starbucks, which last month went from 83 to 105, 98.80 down $1.19 on a 3-day walkout by employees wanting to unionize in 100 stores. So we'll see how that looks. The market is down pretty hard. We are down about 350 in the Dow, about 36 in the S&P, and about 70 in the NASDAQ. But I want to mention something, and that is that when I said quadruple witching, that also means the S&P futures. And the S&P futures are priced for expiration at the open, not the close, the way options are. And so that gives us a little bit, I would never be one to say that it's a manipulated situation, but basically it's kind of strange. So we'll see at the end of the day whether or not that was the case. The stocks that are down pretty heavily this morning, weighing on the Dow, are Goldman Sachs, which is laying off 4,000 employees, and Caterpillar. As far as Goldman goes, it is down about $3, and Caterpillar is down about $3. So we'll have to see how that is. J. Rogers Nippon, Jan Nippon, he is a very well respected retail analyst. And he's looking for an okay Christmas, but he says that, the main beneficiaries are going to be the extreme upper end or the extreme lower end. So we'll have to see how Super Saturday actually works for all those last minute shoppers who, for the first time, as according to Jan, for the first time in 3 years, can actually profit by waiting, because the issue isn't shortages. The issue is inventory. I'm going to take exception with one thing that he did not say, and that is that the aspirational shopper is probably shut out. They're probably going to Walmart. They're probably looking for bargains at the mall. What they're not doing is spending up because they can't afford to. Okay, other stocks in the news. Guardant, symbol GH, down 33%, down $13.40. While on the other side of the issue, Exact Sciences is 52.61, up 8. The issue is that Guardant has a test the same as Exact Science. Remember, that's the colon cancer test, Cologuard. And Guardant's is only about, they just finished testing, Guardant's only about 80% accurate, and that's dramatically less than Exact. So Exact up on the news, Guardant down. MAXR, Maxar, 51.5. And that's up 28.40. and that's 122%. Advent is paying $53. Novavax, $9.97, down $1.35 on an offering priced at $10 for 6.5 million shares. And Accenture also beat, but the stock is down 2.6% or 727. This is the chart on the S&P. No surprise that it's going to be lower, but look at this. It just absolutely is on the 50-day moving average, and I would not be the least bit surprised to see a little bit of a rally here. Other futures markets, we have the oil down $1.86. We have the nat gas down 50 cents. We have gold up 7.5 and silver down 15. Copper up a quarter of a cent, so nothing much there. In the rest of the markets, the coffee is actually doing what I was hoping, even though overnight it got down to 168.90, which was about $4 lower than where we are right now. As you can see, it came right back into that break off and is now up on the day. It's not up much, but it is up $1, and we'll have to see if that carries over. We obviously have to sell those JO calls today. The dollar is up, but really not much, up 3.8 cents. Bitcoin is down, Ethereum is down, and bonds are lower. I only want to make a comment about Bitcoin. There was a story last night about the possibility that GBTC, the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, may have a problem with a $2 billion loan from one of its subsidiaries that might cause them to be sellers from their ETF or from their trust. And last but not least, Puerto Rico, a big move in Congress to decolonize Puerto Rico, giving them, they're going to vote on it. It passed the House Thursday, but doesn't look good for the Senate. But they're talking about the people of Puerto Rico having three options. And those options are statehood, become the 51st state, independence, which would put them on their own. I can't imagine they would choose that, considering the amount of support we give them as, quote, a colony. Actually, that's not what we call it. The word doesn't come to mind. And the last one is independence with free association. Not really sure what that means. I mean, is it like friends with benefits? Really not sure. All right, everyone, ought to be an interesting day. I'll be back. Well, I won't be back. If there's anything big happening, I'll be back during the day. Otherwise, have a great weekend. I'll be back Monday morning.